Sajan P. Matthew Achan is a very close and beloved friend of mine. He has written and sung a beautiful song, the meaning of which goes like this: There is not a rain that does not stop, a wind that does not abate, a night that does not lead to morning, and a pain that does not go away. He's written this from his personal experience. It's a beautiful song. ഒരു മഴയും തോരാതിരുന്നിട്ടില്ല, ഒരു കാറ്റും. I don't know the rest of the words, but this is what the meaning is. This is about pain. This is about sorrow. And if you look at the physical world, we know that nearly for the last 140, 45, 50 days, it has been raining, and the rains have devastated a lot of places in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, and a lot of places in northern India. The devastation has been horrible. In fact, 2 weeks back we thought the rains were going to subside, and again we read about depression in the Arabian Sea. In fact, it is making us depressed. That's how it is. Pain and sorrow, as we see it, seems to be a continuous experience of a lot of people. I have written a poem about a cat about 8-9 months back, and this cat was trying to become friendly with me. Finally, it did become friendly with me, and she was a good cat. I liked her. She always maintained a discipline of not entering the house, very rarely. But I noticed something about this cat. She would get pregnant, and every time she got pregnant, she tried to protect her kittens. But somewhere or the other, either it would be the kite, the pull as they call it, or it would be the crows, or it would be some other tragedy that overtook her kittens, and none of them survived. Finally, a few weeks back, I saw one kitten, and I thought maybe this time this kitten will survive. And I tried to protect it. But unfortunately, one day when I woke up in the morning, I saw a dead kitten on our driveway. And when I checked closely, it was the same kitten that she had. It had been killed by possibly some other cat. I don't know. And which cat, but there were bite marks. So there's nothing that I could do. I felt sorry for her. And then I thought next time she delivers a kitten, I'll try to protect it by saving it in some way, so that at least this time she won't face this tragedy. But a few days back, worse tragedy struck. I was wanting to go for a funeral, and was collecting water in the bucket for bathing, and I noticed that the water was smelling. On the way to the funeral, I kind of remembered that I had not seen the cat for a few days. The moment I came back, I went and checked the tank, and I found this cat floating in the water. It had possibly been dead for 2 days. And I thought to myself, from the time I came to know this cat, there has only been tragedy in this cat's life. It had been a continuous experience of pain and sorrow. We always remember the fact that everything is transient. Joy is transient as much as pain is transient. It doesn't remain. Hopefully, it doesn't. And it is here the words of our Lord Jesus becomes meaningful. Blessed are they that mourn, for they shall be comforted. The Bible is filled with stories of mourning. stories of lamentations. Even at the birth of Jesus, which we are now going to be starting the 25-day Lent in December, we know that the first martyrs of the church were young children who were killed by Herod in the thought that he would have killed Jesus. There was lamentation in Ramah. Mourning is a reality in this world, in different parts of the world, due to different reasons. And Jesus says, "Blessed are those that mourn, they that mourn, for they shall be comforted." Mourning can be due to various reasons. Mourning can be due to tragedy, due to suffering, and suffering can be due to sickness, due to so many aspects of life, the diverse aspects of life that we go through. Mourning can also be due to sin, the feeling that I have done something wrong. I have sinned against God and man. In all this, Jesus is telling us, whatever be your mourning, keep hope. Be hopeful. Life is not about looking at the tragedies and living in sorrow. Life can be filled with sorrow. There is no doubt about it. There can be sorrow moment by moment leading to the next moment. In Malayalam there is a saying, "Moonganirikkunna pattidadale thenga veenu." That means the dog that was about to howl, for whatever reason, on its head a coconut came and fell. I add to the story by saying, this dog was ready to howl in whatever pain or sorrow it had, and then a coconut fell on its head. And it ran and found refuge in a place thinking that it would be safe, and then it started flooding and the water reached its nose. It swam thinking it would be safe now and got onto a log. But then the log reached the sea. Where would it go? Sometimes sorrow is like this. It may be a little difficult to deal with that kind of sorrow. But the word says, blessed. You are blessed because it also indicates something else. If there is a situation of sorrow in your life, in my life, if the mourning is the reality of your life, it also means something else beautiful, that is, you have held on. And you have not violated the sorrow. You have not overcome the sorrow by running away from it, but you have stood your ground. And Jesus says you are blessed. It is so easy to run away. Hagar was thrown out of the house. She had nowhere to go. But there again she found water and she found hope. The children of Israel were in bondage. But there again God sent Moses to bring freedom. In Psalm 137 we read about the children of Israel, and it became the famous Abba song. By the rivers of Babylon we sat down and wept. Our captors told us to sing the songs of Zion. How could we sing the song of the Lord in a foreign land? That was the kind of pain that they went through. And it tells them to keep hope. Our Lord tells us to keep hope. There is pain, there is suffering, there is sorrow, there is mourning having different dimensions. The dimensions may be different for each one of us. But in all this, the beauty of life is that we can hold on. How we deal with mourning, how we deal with sorrow, how we deal with pain should never be the experience of self-sympathy. Oh, poor me. I call it the opium. Opium is addictive. Oh, poor me. I could think of myself as the oh, poor me. Or I could go beyond the sorrow, go beyond the pain, and work towards another dawn. And that is what Sajanachan in his song says. There is no pain that will remain forever. There is no pain or sorrow that cannot be dealt with. We can and we will. Not only should we deal with our own pain, but we also need to reach out into the pain of others. And I see so many people doing it, and that fills me with joy, because we are called to reach out to the pain of others and to be a source of shelter, to be a source of solace and comfort for many who suffer around us. May God bless us in this. God bless you.